on. Good. All right, we are recording. Yay! It is Monday night, March 9th. I can't believe how quickly the month is already going. And I'm just super excited. I'm Stefani Dunn with my husband, Joel. And we are just super excited. We just came off an amazing event in Arizona. So many friggin' nuggets that we got from it. But before we get started, something that stood out to me was that I loved was the stories. It just reminded me that everybody's stories are important. So a little bit about me and Joel. When we got started, it was almost 11 years ago. And we were just broke, you guys. We were standing in food lines, going through bankruptcy, and life was really different from where it's at now. And I think back and go, it's not something that I wanted to talk about and share about, but our stories do matter because we're relatable. So thinking back to that time, I was just praying, wanting somebody to share something with me. We just needed that extra money, and how were we going to do that? And I never thought or expected it to be at Works. But a girl lost a bunch of weight. She looked amazing, was getting my hair done by her. And of course, what do? You ask, what are you doing? And she shared about the products she was using. I needed to try it too. And that is really the short version. From that point on, we immediately joined. And here we are 11 years later talking about the product. Our product that we were excited about was the wrap, and we've evolved so much over the last 11 years. So now it's the Skinny Brew.
Skinny Brew is fire.
Yeah. So speaking of Skinny Brew, you have done amazing on it. So how much weight have you lost?
I'm close to about 15 pounds now.
You guys, Skinny Brew is awesome. So, we're thinking about this, going and hearing stories and going to events and things, and people might have got started because of the wrap, but we're going to have people saying, this company changed my life because of Skinny Brew, because of the coffee that introduced to me. You're going to hear they might have just got started for the product, for the Skinny Brew, and here they are making money from home from it. So, we can't wait for that next wave of people to come in because of the Skinny Brew. But I'm excited because I have a triple diamond VIP amazing leader, Jen, on the call. And I'm going to have her just introduce herself, how she got started in the business, and just give us a little bit of who you are and how long you've been in.
Everything is awesome.
He's going with the Legos. All right, so thanks, Joel and Stephanie, for having me on. My name is Jen Lee Joyce, aka Legos, because no one can say Lee Joyce, and it just looks like Legos, so it's a nickname. I've been in for 7 years, triple diamond, and I started because I was in, if you guys know me, I know everyone thinks this is crazy, but I was an elementary school librarian, and everyone's like, you're a librarian, how'd you get that job? But I loved my job, and it wasn't something I ever thought I'd be quitting. But we only worked, 9 months out of the year. When there's snow days, I didn't get paid. When the kids are off all summer, I didn't get paid. Christmas break, spring break, I didn't get paid. And having those days off and having the summer off was financially tough on us. And then you go back to school, and then in fall, and then you have to wait, 2 or 3 more weeks to get a paycheck. And now we're well into October, and now it's Christmas, and it just, it goes, and then after Christmas, your insurance is due. And so I needed something to help. Like, I felt like I wasn't doing my part. My husband never made me feel like that, but I just felt like I needed to do more. And I was not above going to work at Quick Trip. I'm like, maybe I go work at the gas station for the summer. Really, you're going to go do that? But maybe you need to. I met Stephanie. I thought I was going to a chicken wrap party. Like, what do you mean a wrap? I thought we were going to do chicken wraps. Like, I like wraps, with buffalo ranch and fries. Like, this is great. All right. Stephanie was there. She wrapped me, and you guys pay attention to what she does. She's the most humble, and everything was so basic and simple, and that's what my wee little mind needs. And I still didn't understand it, but you just keep asking, and you just do it, and it happens. And Stephanie wrapped me, and I don't do these type of things, and my husband especially is not going to let me do these kind of things, but I knew I had to do this. We stood out in the driveway for I don't know how long. She's like, you're going to do it. Just do it. And I tried not to. I called customer service, and everything anyone told me about it, I questioned customer service. And I don't even know if I told you all this, Stephanie, but I'm like, okay, so if the company's so great, I said this to customer service, then why aren't you doing it? Well, technically we can't. She's like, but I think I'm going to sign my boyfriend up. So I sat my husband down and I had $100 in my sock drawer and I had no problem spending that on jeans anyway. So I go, so just listen, there's no quotas, no minimums. If I fail, we're not out anything. You don't have to buy products if you don't want to. I just want to try this. He's like, well, you're right. We like taking vitamins. So if you fail, it's not a big deal. Go for it. My goal was Ruby. And I think I gave myself 8 months to go Ruby. And that's where I wanted to be, but I also wanted to maintain that. And I just went gangbusters because I didn't know any better. Like I needed to get everyone to get their hands on these wraps and these greens. And that's really the mentality you have to have, because why wouldn't you? Like when Stephanie wrapped me after that third day, you guys, and I had behaved like I still drank and I drank my water, but after that third day, I jumped out of bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, Johnny, look at my stomach. It looks like I had the flu. Like, after you're sick, your stomach's flat. I go, look at my stomach. Doesn't it look like I had the flu? Look at my pants are big. Can you believe this? And Stephanie gave me a sample of greens. And I'm like, I was scared how that was going to taste because I've had greens before. Maybe they're all healthy, but they taste like seaweed and grass clippings. Our greens even taste good, you guys. Like why wouldn't you drink them? Everyone needs to be drinking them. So I chugged that down my way to work. My brain fog went away. I had energy. I seriously ran into that elementary school with my little book bag to the library. And I'm like holding my pants out, showing my coworkers, look at this. So ever since then, and I'll tell you, and they talked about this, don't answer questions that aren't asked. I didn't know anything when I joined. Ask Stephanie. I text her every single day. I didn't know anything, and I've been in 7 years. That was still my best month in the business is when I knew nothing. Mm-hmm. So anything you think you know and you do know, just forget about it because you're going to stink it up. Just be excited is all it takes. Like someone even told me that. She said, I don't care what you're selling. If you're selling doorknobs, I'm selling them with you because you're so excited about it. And that's what it takes. Mm-hmm. So here I am. I went Ruby my first month, my lifetime goal. I did not plan on quitting my job, but then Joel Dunn got in my head too. I don't know if you remember. Joel, you were over. I loved my job. I really did. And Joel's like, so what do you do all day? I go, well, I read books to kids and I say, shh. And he goes, exactly. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? I'm like, okay. So anyway, I don't know if you're ever saying that or not. And then he started explaining after going diamond and these $80 bonuses, and he's like 80, 80, 80. And I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about, but I'm so pumped about this $80. So I didn't plan on quitting my job, but it got in the way. I used to teach group fitness classes. That got in the way. And my job got in the way. And I told my husband, I said, I can't be good at all of them. Well, Jen, I go, well, vitamins aren't going away. He goes, all right, well, if you're going to be sick about it, then you better quit your job. So I quit and I went triple in 12 months, and here we are. And every single day.
It's so crazy because, getting in front of people, like hearing that, I still love that part of it is meeting the people. You don't know who from the party, you guys, Jen is not a personally enrolled distributor. I want you to know that. I went for someone else to help them with a party. And Jen is the person that came from this and has been with us for what, 7 years? 7
years. Yep.
And, you think about, is it worth it showing up for just a couple of people? And you just don't know. And sometimes it's the biggest skeptics that are the best fit for the company because they just question it. And that's okay if they're skeptic because they can look things up if they need to. They can call customer service and go, if it's that great, why aren't you joining? But I think, just social media is great. If they're skeptical, it's okay. Go have them look things up if that's what they need to do. But having still, to me, getting in front of people is what I think builds our business, the community, seeing the people, being in person. And just again, yesterday reminded me of that, going to events not only helps other people, but it fills me up too. When I have a bad day, and it's been a hard, last few months for me, even a few weeks, I just haven't been myself. I've kind of fallen into this depression with being sick and taking the medicine and just feeling frustrated. And yesterday, like making myself really go, it just made me feel good. Why do I do this? I get to help people, and you don't realize it, but you guys all help me more than you even know. So the friendships that you create from this business are freaking priceless. Like, it's just, and I think anybody that's been in or around the friends that you make from this, you don't realize going into this always that you're going to make some lifelong friends. So I am so glad that Jen showed up for a chicken wrap, and that she decided she was going to join and, and do this and go Ruby. And you guys, she wanted to buy a couch. So Ruby was that dollar amount for her to go get a new couch, because Johnny wasn't about to let her put anything on a credit card. So that's why I always think about her like she's a couch person. So I just love that you shared that story, because you just don't ever know where people are going to lead. So some get in this to buy a couch. Some get in this to pay for, gas. Maybe it's to have a vacation because they don't have it. So, for those of you that are new or that are on, why did you get started? Like a story. What are you working towards? And a lot of it is that blind faith. You're coming into this trusting, being excited about what you just joined. Maybe you don't even know what you just joined, but you just were told, like, you just need to get in. You're going to get amazing results anyway. Why not learn how to make some money? Because you just don't know where it's going to lead. But it's that vision. And Kimmy talked a little about that yesterday, was the vision of knowing. So can you just share a little bit about that, Joel, before I jump into kind of some of the things like vision, why that's important?
Well, vision is important because it's kind of the roadmap is what you're going on, and the vision is the goal that's at the end. And the thing is what happens is if you don't have a vision for where you're going, you don't end up somewhere. It's important to understand that you begin with the end in mind, because of the fact that if you don't have a destination, how do you know if you're there or not? So casting that vision causes you and your team to know exactly what it is to get to that spot we look towards. For us, it's the steps to success. So get in your mind that vision of what that goal is. Is it diamond? Is it double diamond? And then once you get that goal, now visualize yourself being there. What is it going to feel like to be a diamond? What's it going to feel like to have that credit card paid off? What's it going to feel like to spend those days with your kids? What's it going to feel like to pay cash for that new truck? Those are the things that you have to start visualizing. And visualizing is super powerful. Why do you think all of the elite athletes are taught to visualize? Michael Jordan would visualize taking game-winning shots over and over and over again in his mind, not even on the basketball court. That's what success does. Success looks at where it's going to be and what it wants to accomplish, and then eventually those things come to pass. So make sure you have a clear vision for what you want for you as your goal, and for the people on your team, and share that and speak it out loud.
Yeah, it was so good. Like speaking that life over, like, I know I've done that to almost all of you. If I've seen you or have met you, I will speak something over you like that I see, because it's easier to believe in somebody else than always ourselves. And so, if you have a team member, speak that over them. Oh my gosh, you're almost diamond. Like, I haven't talked about that in a long time either. Like, just speaking that life over people. Jen, you're going to say something, I can tell.
Yeah. And didn't they said that, maybe it was you, Joel. Someone said yesterday, something on the lines of dreams are what you get or what you see when your eyes are open. Vision is what you get when your eyes are closed, or it went something on those lines.
Yes.
Like, you have to visualize where you're going and what it's going to look like when you're there. And I think it was about when you visualize, your eyes are closed.
Yep. And I think we've done that at like trainings or something. They're talking a lot about that, but where's the company going? They're visualizing where they want to be. And, for you again, if you're new or if you've been in a while, where do you see yourself over the next 3 months, 6 months, a year, visualizing? And how are we going to get there? And, you know, this company, I believe that with the products, with the comp plan, with the bonuses, with the people, we want to help each other and lift each other up and have that tide rise. So the training, you guys, was off the charts yesterday. It's probably one of the best that I've been to, and I've been doing this for 11 years. It was just such a good mix of real and raw people sharing from the heart and what's working, you know, like we want to talk about that. So Jen is an amazing note taker. I did a lot of videos of the stories and stuff because it stood out to me again of looking at people going, you cannot judge any single person because you do not know who needs this business or what they're gonna do. So we're gonna kind of give you a little bit of a rundown of some things that stood out to us. But Jen, what did you see, you know, thinking the first half of the day and some of your notes that just it was like ahas for you?
Oh my gosh, there are so many things. And I think I took more notes yesterday than all of conference. Like the 3 days of conference, I think I took more yesterday. Like my fingers were going crazy. But, and like they said, it works word for the year is more. But they also said you are created for more. But that, you have to remember, that starts with you. Like, okay, you can know that, but that also starts with you. And you can't look down on yourself if you have fear. And we all have fears. But and the things that I wrote down obviously are things that got in my own head that I need to remember for myself. But we all have fear, and don't look down on yourself if you have them, but you still have to show up even on those hard days when you're scared to do something, or you're depressed, or you have anxiety, or you're upset about something, but still show up on those days. And they also said that you have to remember that there's only one you. God created only one of you. And he has a big plan for you. And I have goosebumps thinking about that. And he will bless you for showing up. And he will put the right people in your path. And your story is going to help your story from before you started, and your journey during this time is going to help the lives of other people. So you need to make sure you're sharing that. And make the decision today that you're going to change your life and do this. One thing I liked about that too is long-term consistency will always trump short-term intensity. So if you're having an intense time, like there's like, you know, Stephanie's got intense stuff going on, but she's still working her business. Being consistent, and consistency was a word that kept being brought up over and over yesterday. Be consistent with your business no matter what's going on. You don't have to know everything.
I'm going to stop you right there and you might come into this, but you guys, so newbies or where you're at, sometimes you need a refresher of, they talked about 5 pillars. So you're hearing story a lot. And when you start, like me and Joel are way different people now than when we started. I didn't think that I was going to be a leader and leading thousands of people. That was not what I went to school. Well, I didn't really go to school for, but this is not what I envisioned my life to be. Now, early on, I envisioned I wanted to be a millionaire. So, or I wanted to be an entrepreneur, or I wanted to be a mom. What do you envision? Like, think back even when you were young. What is there a vision of? And so knowing I'm a mom, you know, what are some 5 pillars? What do you love? I love Disney. People know that about me. Jen will laugh like this. I love wearing flip-flops or anything on my feet. My feet don't like to be naked. So that's just kind of funny. I just wanted to put that out there, but I love the color pink. Do you love to travel? You know, what are some things that are you? And a brand new distributor, write those down. If you need help, ask the question. And I love this because for a newbie, sometimes it's like, what do I even post on social media? But when you hear my name, what do you think of? Think of me as. You know, I know Rachel Johnson just recently did that, and all I can think of is like cats with her. She loves cats, so she's got the cat sweatshirt. She's got things. So when you don't know your 5 pillars yet, that's okay. Ask the question, because there's people that see you in such a way that you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I do love going to basketball games or whatever that is.
And then once you find those 5 pillars out, that's what you begin creating your posts off of. Those are the groups that you're going to connect with, because you're going to be passionate about it. If you love cats, and you post about cat stuff, guess what? You're going to bring enough cat people along that eventually somebody's going to be like, well, how are you home with your cat all day? And you're like, it's because of this skinny brew. And next thing you know, you got all these cat people drinking skinny brew.
Mhm.
Same thing when it comes to another passion. If your passion is horses, you know, you're going to connect with horse people. And people are like, well, how do you afford having horse? Horses are expensive. And then you're like, through my at-home business. You know, when you figure out what those pillars are, that becomes what you connect and post about and what kind of groups on social media you gravitate toward.
And, you know, I heard like 3Fs, family, faith, and food or something like that.
Yep.
Joel loves food. He loves cars. He loves guns. He loves his wife and his family. Like, I could go down. It's easier for me to look at Joel and know because he's so consistent on his Instagram of what he's posting about.
America.
Like, you have more pictures of food than of your wife. Like, that's you love food. Like, it's always like taking pictures of food.
Totally not true.
But, you know, that's a great starting point for people. Just even if you're feeling like stuck or just need a refresher, ask that question. And one of the great questions they asked yesterday, and it blew my mind for just asking, how do you like your coffee, hot or cold?
Mm-hmm.
I did that on a story poll and it freaking blew up. What does that do? That opens the door for me to talk about the skinny brew samples. So now I've just opened up a network. So, you know, going through these stories and just doing little things like that, just even me, 11 years in, I need to start something so simple like that. Sometimes it's just a refresher to open the gates again. And those 5 pillars or your story is going to change. So, you know, if you're going through a hard time, talk about it, be vulnerable. I think even this past week when I shared, I was kind of silent for a few days on social and people just knew something was up, and I decided I just needed to let people know I was struggling and I was feeling depressed and not myself, and it opened up more doors than I thought it was going to, and that wasn't my intention. It was just me being real and open and honest, and that sometimes it's okay if you're like that. You don't need to be negative on social media, but you know, if you're struggling with weight and you're having a rough day, or God, I don't want to work out today, you know, this is what's going on in my mind, putting it out there because people are going to cheer you on. And then before you know it, you have these people, you know, clapping. Like, if you got the little clap button, clap on there, like, give me a clap, you know, but it's like, they'll cheer you on. And now all of a sudden, thanks, Nicole. And then you have this team of people just lifting you up, and it's just real cool. So it's okay that you're always evolving, but we always should be sharing. And so I personally want to do a better job of that. So if that's something that you're like, where do I start? You can just be excited. You know, I'm excited. I just started something new, and I'm a mom. This is who I am. I'm a mom of, you know, girls, or a mom of 2 or 3 or 5 or 1. You know, I'm a mom of 1 22-year-old baby girl. Like, I say she's my baby, she'll always be my baby. But, you know, just reminding ourselves of constantly putting out there, and we should always be talking about our product or business every day in such a way. Like, I always will be like, you guys can go look at my posts and see how I write them, but I'll always follow it suit with, I'm so thankful for this business because it's allowed me to travel, because I said yes to this crazy thing that people didn't think I could do. Or, you know, you're talking about how much energy you have through your story on Instagram, and maybe it's just you showing you're making your coffee every single day, but you haven't really said, hey, buy here. We're not saying that. Just every day you're just doing something with product and how you feel. So the feel, felt, found. So write those 3 F's down: feel, felt, found. That really stood out to me. Did you write that down at all?
I did. I have all of that. Yes.
Yeah. So you want to share a little bit about that? Because I think that was a huge thing that as a good reminder.
Yeah. So you need to remind people that that's feel, felt, found, and you're going to explain to them that you understand how they feel. And when, you know, if they're nervous about joining or whatever, you also found that when you felt like that, like, you're basically giving them the answers to their fears. Feel, I wrote it down, it's in the other phone here, but this is how you're probably going to feel like this. I also felt like that, and then I found if I do such and such, I mean, you can
So good. Yeah.
that's what I have. I got to get into the other phone here for the notes, but I definitely, I think that's a great way to talk to people or to explain things to them. So like they know you're relating to them basically.
Yeah. So you guys, when I'm talking, or if I just got started, I remember like newbies or people that are in this, if you're like, my goal this week is 3 loyal customers and a distributor. Okay. So you're going to be creating some content, putting it out there, being excited, asking people, how do you like your coffee, hot or cold? And the next thing is that follow up with them. And so, if you're talking to them like, oh my gosh, I just found this new product that I'm taking. Have you heard of Skinny Brew? This is how I felt on it. I feel amazing. It's given me more energy, more so than anything I've ever had. What I found with this is I'm getting more done because I'm focused. I've never had a product that's helped me keep me so focused. So you're feeling energized, you felt, whatever way you felt, and then you found this from it.
I found a lot of money from this.
Yeah. But, so that's just an example of if you're talking about a product. Another way is if you're talking to potential, like, hey, I see that you're a mom of 2 kids just like me. I'm seeing that, how you're struggling too a little bit, like how am I going to go on vacation again or whatever. You're talking to somebody, a friend, and if they're talking about the business or they're wanting the product, I always let them know, hey, this is the way that you could make some extra money from home. And so if they're like, I don't know if I can do this, it's one of those networking things, I say, I was exactly the same way with you. I was like, there is no way I'm doing a networking company. I know what you're feeling right now. You're scared, you're nervous, but you're excited too, because what if this works? So that feel, felt, found, I even put in there, don't worry, you're going to be partnered directly with me. We're going to do this together, and you're going to learn along the way. So you're going to earn as you learn. And I love that about this, being so excited, like Jen was when we're new, we're like excited. We don't know. We're just talking to everybody. And it's crazy. People join us. We didn't even give them any information. I don't know. I just feel like this product's freaking awesome and everybody should have it, right? And so that's the feelings, the felt, the found. So the more that you can relate to them and you make them feel comfortable and let them know, the worst case scenario, guys, you can quit. There's no commitment, and because people don't like the word commitment. They really they don't want that. So what are some things that you've found that's helped you through it? And that's one of the things is, I have found that if I wanted to stop, I can at any time. That's not our goal. We want to help you make money. We want to help you get the results, and we're going to teach you along the way. But at any time, you're just like, nope, you can get out. As long as you can hear it, you can get out. It's fine. But here's the other thing is let me know, because if I'm talking to a distributor, the best thing I can do is, well, let's work on getting some customers. If you're short on getting some product, let's bump up and try to work on some customers. Let's get you some posts. Let's get you some things doing that. So the feel, felt, found was a huge one for me yesterday, of a great reminder, maybe not always for me, but for you, for newbies, for people that have been in, just as a reminder of relating to the people's feelings when they're getting in. Because we're like, hello, yeah, why doesn't everybody do this? Like, I've been doing this forever. I'm like, you're crazy if you don't do this. People are going to buy it from somebody. Why not you? Why not you be putting the post out? Why not you be the one asking, how do you like your coffee, hot or cold, and getting paid on that? So that was such a good thing. And then follow up. This was from Jocelyn. So I know that, she did the feel, felt, found, and then the follow up. Did you find your feel, felt, found? Or no?
Yeah, I did that. And that's what I have is overcoming objection with feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way, like you're relating to them. And then I found, and then basically that's all I wrote was ... after I found. But basically, I think what you're going to do is give them an answer to their fear of, or their objection. I found if I do this, or I found if I reach out to people and actually, work, I think it, giving them an answer to, the answers to this, giving them an answer to their excuse, I guess is what I think of. But then what she said after that was, use the word complete control. They are in complete control of their business, of their account. Same with a little customer, but complete control. Like if they have a gripe about the $20 website fee, okay, if they don't want to pay for the website every single month, turn it off. or the auto ship. We don't have to have those things on. You're going to want to, but you don't have to. But let them know that they are in complete control of what's happening. And that was kind of a fear of mine also, like, oh, we're going to have quotas, we're going to have minimums, and I'm going to have, you know, my house is going to be full of stacks and stacks of product. That's not the case. You are in complete control of what you're doing and what's happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was such a great piece. You know, I love that word. I don't know if I've heard it put that way, about being in complete control. Something else that, you know, going through some of the things that stood out to me was the follow-up. And we heard facts on follow-up. I videotaped that, but I know that most people, they'll ask a question. You know, maybe you did ask this question on your Facebook or Instagram. We'll just go to this because we actually did this yesterday, is how do you like your coffee, hot or cold, sweet or whatever. But if you're having a conversation, you know, with people about that, so you opened up the door. I may have gone, oh, you like yours cold. Have you ever tried a skinny brew? And they ghost or they don't say anything. Do you think I'm going to follow back up with them again? Yes, I know Stephanie's going to follow up. Newbies, you have to follow up. Just because they didn't say anything doesn't mean they're ignoring you, or like life happens. They may need a little bit more, like, hey, I have a option for you to try samples of this new skinny brew on the market. It's great for weight loss, focus, energy. I have samples available. They're 3 for $20. Would this be something you're interested in? You know, if they didn't say anything, I love this. I'm going to always go with, I'm going to sell my samples at 3 for $20 the beginning of the week. So I'm going to ask a bunch of people. Friday comes along. It's follow-up Friday. Hey, I've got one of my 3-day samples that I told you was $20. Today it's $15. It has your name on it. You ready? And that is a great way for you guys to even sell more samples. And I thought that was just such a good thing, because we were having the conversation at the table. They didn't say that, but why not start high? You can go if you want to sell some samples. The idea, guys, is to get it in their hands, get them to try it, and before you know it, they're going to get results. You're going to have text messages, how they feel, what they felt, you know, with it, and what they found with it. So making sure you do that. But if you're pushing out samples at the beginning of the week, isn't that a great thing to do? Like, okay, they're not responding to me yet, but that third, fourth time, all of a sudden they're like, okay, yes, I want it. So make sure that you do that. The
main reason why is they've done the numbers, and the numbers are, if you ask somebody something, 2% of them will say yes the first time that you actually ask them. So for all of you that are asking people and you get either ghosted or a bunch of no's, that's because only 2% of people. So if you asked 100 people, 2 of them may listen and say yes. But here's the truth of the math. The 80% of all sales are done on the 5th ask or beyond.
5th to 12th.
Yep.
So 5th to 12th is where the majority of people sign up. So if you're not constantly asking over and over again, you're missing out. I mean, think of it this way. So I'm looking at the top here. So we've got Taylor asks once, and then Nicole asks once.
To the same person.
To the same person. And then Brandy asks once, and nobody said yes yet. Jen asks, they haven't said yes. Get to Alyssa, and all of a sudden they say yes. Because they were asked 5 times, but it was all different people. What you have to get in your head is you want to be the first and the last ask of every person you come in contact with. Don't let somebody else come in and steal the sale of all the hard work that you put into. Steph has gotten tons of distributors and customers from people who have quit or stopped asking because they look at Steph and go, oh, look, she's still doing it. Maybe I'll ask her.
Yeah.
when they're ready.
Yeah. So being consistent, that's the word that comes
Way to go, Lissa.
So being consistent with your follow-up. So, when people say, how many times do you follow up? I'm like, constantly. I'm following up all the time because we don't know if life's happened for that person, or maybe they just lost a job and they're ready to make money now, or summer's coming. You guys, what a great thing. Spring break's going to be here. Jen was going to be, not making money through the summer. She was a librarian. School's closed. She's not making money. So there's going to be people that want to pick up part-time job, which could lead into their full-time job. So making sure that we're utilizing the follow-up and what that system can lead to. So that was a big one. What other tip did you have from?
And added to that though, I have this on my team page, 48% of people never follow up. They tell someone something once. That's almost half of the people. They never follow up. So that's why Stephanie's Black Diamond. She never stops following up. Bingo.
I don't. You guys. I really don't. And here's the thing, and this is no different. I think people think because it's a networking company that we're annoying or something like that we're told that. But you guys, I have people that from boutiques and businesses that constantly want to send me stuff. And they're texting me nonstop. Hey, are you ready for me to send you another box of clothes? I don't answer. I'm like, I'll answer it later, not thinking about it. And then I get, forget about that text because I get so many messages. Then they message me a week later. Hey, I don't know if you saw my text, but were you ready for me to send you another box? That is networking. No matter what it is, that is not annoying to me. I'm like, you know what? It's on my top of mind. Yes, send me a box. I mean, so it's sales. It's in all industry. That's what we do. So it's no different. And that's how we get paid, you guys. It's just like that person. They get paid commissions if I decide to buy any of the clothes that they send me. So we need to be the one that's following up with them. Hey, we've got, the more that you follow up with them, the more that you can get into and get them as a customer distributor when we have a BBK kit sale, when we have a BOGO, when we introduce a new product. So, brand new people, you're going to start building this up, starting to reach out to people and building up that network of people that you can follow up with. Doesn't happen overnight, but how can you create and get more follow-up? So making sure that we're doing our job with that. And the samples, they talked a lot about that, guys, getting the samples out. We've made it so easy now that you don't even need to have the product. Make sure that you have the app and are selling those samples, because now you can follow up through the Connect app, texting them. The chances of them becoming a customer distributor are greater. You don't have to worry about shipping it yourself. It gets drop shipped right from It Works. You collect the money. This stood out to me too, and I don't know if this did for you, but I don't do a good job of telling a new distributor, hey, do you have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal? If you don't, go create the accounts, all the accounts now. And the reason why is because I want to teach you how to get cash sales from selling the skinny brew for cash or any of the other products. If they don't have a way to collect cash, they're not going to want to sell the product, right, and make cash. So I want to go back through new distributors and make sure they know how to set up PayPal, how to set up Cash App, how to set up Venmo or whatever other ones. And maybe we'll do that even is what ways can we take money and put that on the team pages so that you guys can see, hey, these are the things that we should do so that we can make sure that you guys are collecting the money. We don't want to leave that on the table for them to miss. So that stood out to me, making sure that we had that. So if you don't have a way to take cash right now, you need to, or Facebook or whatever, money. So that's the cool thing is you can sell a 3-day sample for $20, collect the money from them, and then you can go buy the credit to send out the skinny brew. So you don't even need to have the product beforehand. And I love that. So we need to do a good job with that. Did you think of anything on that?
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. And that's just getting back into what gets me excited about it is, the wrap cash that we used to have. We still can sell the wraps for cash, but now we have the skinny brew, and it's just opened up so many freaking doors for people. It's just easy to talk about, and I'm excited about that. One of the things too that, Cammie talked about the art and the science behind a lot of it. So we gave you the ways and, kind of some scripts and just different things, but the belief, the mindset, do you believe in, that was such a good segment that they shared too on belief. Did you write down anything about that?
A lot about, a lot of stuff down, but basically I wrote down, I don't know if this was part of it or not, but choose your heart, and you need to believe in yourself. You guys probably have better notes on that, but I did write down, you guys go ahead, I'll jump in.
You go ahead. You have anything else?
Well, the thing that they were talking about belief is one, you have to have a belief in the products, and the way that you get the belief in the products is by using the products.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have belief in the company. Well, the way that you believe in the company is by using the products to make money with the products. Once you start making money, there's a belief that, hey, this company pays. But you also have to have the belief in yourself, and that's always the last one to come. And the easiest way to gain that belief is to borrow that belief for whoever you joined with, or from a leader. There's plenty of people that you can borrow belief from until you believe in yourself, because we all believe in you. It's just getting us to be able to transfer that belief that we have in you into you believing that you have it in you, so that you can actually transfer that belief into others. Some people get into this business and barely have any belief in themselves, but they actually believe it more for others, and they build huge teams because they believe it more for other people on their team than they do for themselves. So they become accidental leaders. So that's one of the things that we talk about all the time is work it for other people and then back your way into leadership. April Jennings did a good conversation on that, about she didn't believe that she was the leader even after she had gone Ambassador Diamond. She got all the way to Ambassador Diamond and didn't believe that she was a leader, and then had to take a step back and basically train herself to be a leader for her team, not just somebody that got to a leadership position.
Yeah, that was so good. Which tied in a little bit with confidence yesterday. So newbies or people that are watching, confidence just doesn't happen overnight. Like, it's scary. Anything that we do is scary. And, they talked a little bit more on Nick Walenda, who walked across the tight wire or high wire or whatever, across the friggin' volcano, and how he was even talking about how he's not fearless. He's in fear, but the only way to get over fear is to take that first step. And a lot of us, that's what we do. I think back, and I was scared to live in death. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but, I'm going to do it. It's scary. And I'll just share this. I remember walking in, we didn't have Blitz cards. We didn't have social media. I didn't even know really what I was talking about, other than everybody should be using these products. So I'm going to go into salons and talk to people and share. And I remember walking in just so excited that, this wrap I put on, you guys could be offering it to your clients, to your customers that are getting their hair done. And the girl was like, okay, I want to join. And I was like, you do? And I was like 2 weeks in, guys. Didn't even know anything about anything. Nobody even told me really what anything was. And I was like, okay, it's $199 because that's what it was. And they were going to get 8 wraps. And so I got all of her information, wrote it all down, and walked out. And I had the sweaty pits from Saturday Night Live, I was sweaty pits. I don't know what I just did, but I high-fived my friend because I made her go with me. And it was such an exciting time. But if I wouldn't put myself in that uncomfortable position of walking in, that person would have never happened. And so the first step really is you join. Good job. It's scary. I get it. We all feel that way. We're all nervous. We're all really excited, because we want to change our life, but now we got to talk to somebody. Oh my God, how am I going to talk to somebody? I don't know anything, but how do you get good? How am I so confident with what I'm doing? I use the products. I've talked to people. I've messed up and failed a lot. And it's okay, because that's how you get better. So I look back at some of the messages and how I talked to my first few customers and how did they even join with me? What? But you know what? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. I knew like I was ready to change my life, not just health-wise, but financially. So I did the things. You're always doing the things every day, day in and day out, and building up that confidence. So, the ones that are up on stage are the ones that kind of got over themselves and just took that first step. They're scared to talk to somebody, but you have a team of people that are willing to help you, coach you through the conversation, help you with the postings, and do all that stuff. So you have a lot more than we did like 11 years ago. So let's build up that confidence and, go for it. There's $15,000, $20,000, 35,000, 30. I don't even know what the numbers are because
35, I think.
So there's so much on the line for you. So if you're coming into this, do the things, not knowing it's okay, but to get to that $15,000, we get paid by customers and distributors. We have that visual chart that will lead you down that way. But the only way that you're going to get to it is by doing the scary things. And then they get easier and easier. And then you're like, well, you make it look so easy. Well, because you stepped out quicker than somebody else is really what it was. And there should
one thing to do with that is talk to yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
Tell yourself, my name is Jennifer and I am Ruby, or I am Diamond. You are awesome. Like, you are beautiful. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself those things. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe, and like Joel said, if you don't believe in yourself, borrow someone else's belief until you figure it out. But a lot was talked about talking in the mirror positively to yourself.
Yeah, it was so good. So what do you see? You got into this, maybe you're like, I want $2,000 a month. Well, that's going diamond. So you need to say, I am diamond. So this goes back to, you're talking to yourself in the mirror, you're writing down what you want, but you're putting it out on social too. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, you guys, I'm going to be diamond. Like I said, well, I didn't say black diamond, but I put out there, I was going to make $2.6 million. It's $225,000 a month. I had that written down and people thought I was crazy. I didn't care. That is what I believed. That's what I knew was going to happen. I didn't care when, but I just spoke that into existence, and it happened. It took like 3 years to happen, and it happened. Like, so now my number is $500,000 in 1 month. And yes, it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. I believe it. I speak it. I envision it. And how I envision it is we got to help a lot of people. A lot of people need to make a lot of money in order for that to ever happen. And that's what gets me so freaking excited is there's so much room for all of us to be at the top. Like there's a lot there. So that's just makes me excited. It makes me want to go, you guys, who cares what people think? They don't pay your bills. There's going to be somebody out there that is going to be thanking you for offering the opportunity, changing them health-wise, changing them financially. We just don't know. So be more excited for the person life that you just changed, and it's going to be a ripple effect for you. So that's where it's exciting. So if we just switch that switch, a little bit of, okay, it's scary, but the thank yous, the friendships, all of the things that come with it is so great, because of that. Do you have anything else Jen, anything else that you wanted to say on that?
Nope.
Okay. Jen, do you have any other, I can't believe how quick the time is going.
As far as that, I wrote down, they said, look at your bank account and decide if you can afford not to work your business. Like, ooh,
yeah, that's good.
Really? Like, yeah. I mean, think about that. Can you not? And do you want to go back to where you were before, work it, and it's going to happen. Just tell yourself the time is now. And I've always told myself and my team, just, you need to forgive yourself for not being where you wanted to be and reaching either a rank goal or your weight goal or whatever else. Forgive yourself. And I say it out loud. Forgive yourself for not being where you wanted to be. And today's day one. Like it's seriously that simple. It's almost kind of Jedi-ish. Like just start. Today's day one and let's go.
Yep. And that's it. We get to start every single day brand new. Don't beat ourselves up for the things that are in the past. Be grateful and thankful for everything, and we're going to move forward. So, it's a new week. What do we want? You're going to want to print out that chart. What are you going for? If you don't know what you're going for, you need to know what you're going for. Like for me, I always have like 2 to 3 distributors a week. And then I want 5 loyal customers. So what are those numbers that you want? What are you willing to do? How much time are you going to put into that? Write it down into your calendar, because that's going to, when you write that down, I want to commit an hour when I get up in the morning. I want an hour at lunch, you know, fitting those times into your calendar, because that shows me what's important to you. And making sure that we just have an amazing week. You guys, we have these bonuses that people are eligible for. I mean, just think of that. We have $69 codes, and if you don't have a $69 code, you can get one. You can actually go download or, you know, purchase this event that we just had and have access to watch it. I would recommend watching it. It was huge. And you can get a code from just doing that, and an all access code too. If you buy all of it, you'll have access to all of the trainings, which I'm going to go back through and just write notes, because I just haven't had time to go through and actually write all of the notes down, all of the tips and the training, like how to talk to people. You know, there's so much good on that. So just know it was an amazing event. I'll probably jump on some of the team pages and just share a little bit more strategically on things to do. But let's have our focus for the week and what we want to do. I think we all can get 3 distributors this week. There's no reason we can't. Are you excited about this business? Are you excited about this new product that nobody else has? Are you excited about, you know, writing your next chapter of what your life looks like, visualizing where you're going to go? And I just know that you can do it. Like, I believe it. There's no reason any of you should not be at the next event sharing your story and impacting those lives, because I saw it all walks of life. It was the best one yet, because we're all working. It was all, you know, double diamonds, triples, prez, ambassadors, just all over, and different backgrounds. We had people that went through drugs and alcohol abuse. It was a suicide survivor. A teacher, a math teacher. So there was all different people that just made that decision to start today. Like Jen said, we're going to start today. We're going to have an amazing week. I'm super grateful for you guys always getting on. I'm traveling right now, so my time is like off, but Pam Souter is actually going to be interviewing Tiffany, I think, and Cody Chapman, and we are at their house, you guys. I don't think Pam knows that. I'm like, we're in Austin, Texas right now, and we're with some of our, you know, best friends from the business too. It's just crazy, the friendships that we've made. You guys heard me at the beginning, but anyway, we're gonna have an awesome week. Jen, thank you for just being on, being excited, sharing your story. Guys, get out there. Yes, go give Jen some love, because she's incredible. She's changed my life so much. She pushes me to be a better person and want to get out there, and just reminds me, all of you do, to get out and go change more lives, because it feels good to help people. So that's what we get to do. So make sure you're doing that this week, sharing it with everybody. I just love seeing your faces. Let us get a quick picture. I always see Taylor on, and Nicole, and Rachel, and Tashina. You know, I see these faces every week, so thank you for showing up. That's the signs of leaders, just showing up every single week, day in and day out, no matter how you feel. All right, everybody say cheese. Oh, I see Katrina on. Actually, I see the girls on. Hi, guys.
Okay.
All right, have a good week. And you guys, go on Pam's page right now. She's going to be popping on in just a few minutes live interviewing Tiffany. So have an awesome week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.